everybody, my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So today's video is my Sewing Sunday catch-up episode 5. So I'm really pleased that I've managed to stick with filming these on a Sunday and then editing them in with enough time to get them out to you every Sunday evening. I try and aim for about 8-9 o'clock for publishing. It just depends on what I've got going on throughout the day. But I'm filming this early on Sunday, so hopefully I can get that out at a reasonable hour for you. I hope you're enjoying my Sewing Sunday catch-ups as much as I'm enjoying filming them. They're almost acting as like a little diary for me in terms of me reflecting on my week and what I've managed to fit in that week, and sort of keeping on top of or sort of reminders of what my sewing plans are for the following week. So I'm really enjoying filming them. I have got my trusty notebook in front of me and there are lots of things that I'm hoping to fit in to today's video. So I will start as always with what I'm wearing, and this is one of my favourite Friday Pattern Company Westcliff dresses, made in this really fun lemon print fabric that I got from Hey Sew Sister. And I sewed this up as part of the Sewing Fruit Salad challenge that was a few months ago. This is a knee length version. If I stand up so you can see, it stops at my knees. And I've done my usual, I've got the tie belt and then I've just fastened it across the front. And then I've just got the wrap and it's gathered into the yoke. I don't know if you can tell, but I have another cold. I feel like I'm always talking about how poorly I am at the moment. But I needed something that was just going to make me feel really bright today, so I've popped this on. It's secret pyjamas, so it feels really comfortable too. The joys of working with 4- and 5-year-olds. I think at the moment they're all sort of coughing and sneezing and things, and unfortunately, because I work in such close proximity to them, I end up with all of their germs. I have been doing lateral flow tests every day just to make sure that it's nothing else, and they're all coming back negative, which is great. So I do think it's just a heavy summer cold, but I'm taking lots of medication to try and help myself feel a little bit better. But yeah, that's why I've popped this on, just to make myself feel a bit more breezy and bright. So on to what I've got a list of things that I wanted to share in this video. So the first thing I wanted to start with was what I've been sewing this week. I've had a really busy week. I think all of my weeks when I'm in school term time are quite busy, but at the moment we're gearing up to transition. So we're thinking about the nursery children moving into reception, the reception children moving into year 1, and then all of the new children that are going to be joining us in September. So nursery age children, for anyone that watches that doesn't live in the UK, they're 3- and 4-year-olds. So we're gearing up for them moving into reception, which is when children turn 4, they start in reception and then they're in that year group for a year until they turn 5, and then they go into year 1, and year 1 is age 5 and 6. So we've got lots of busy things going on at the moment where I'm welcoming all the new families, and it's just meant lots of late evenings. And next week I get to meet some of my new children, which is always so exciting. I can't wait to see them. So it means next week is going to be quite busy too. So when I talk about my sewing plans for next week, I've got a couple of really easy projects. Sadly, I haven't been able to get onto my Anna Allen Persephone trousers yet because there's quite a few techniques in there that look a little bit fiddly, and I just feel like I need to give myself enough time and the headspace to really tackle them properly. So I think the Persephone trousers are going to be a summer project. So when I've finished school, I've got 3 weeks left. So when we break up, I think I'll be able to tackle those trousers. So what have I been sewing this week? Let's grab what I've been sewing. As always in these videos, I don't share everything, but for the first one I have managed to get pictures, so I will put a picture in of what this looks like because I've also shared it over on my Instagram. If you don't follow me over on Instagram, I am the baker that sews, and often I will share lots of things that I've made before I vlog about them. So if you want any sneaky peeks, head over to my Instagram page. But the first thing that I got sewn up was the Nova jumpsuit in this amazing tie-dye fabric that I got from Hey Sew Sister. I just absolutely love it. It really makes me smile so much. Let me check that I've got it the right way round, and you can tell it's the front because the pockets are stitched into the front. So yeah, that's the front. And then I did put in the elasticated waist channel. Sorry if there was a bang then, someone just came through the front door. So I did put in the elasticated waist channel, and then that goes all the way around the back, and then it's got the lovely pockets, and they're nice and deep pockets too. And then it's got the elasticated cuff on the bottom as well. Definitely like secret pajamas, because this is a cotton jersey. It just feels so lovely and soft against my skin. It's got a lovely scooped front detail and the same on the back, but it is bra friendly. It hides your bra. I'll put in an image of what the back looks like when it's on me, so you can see that actually you can still wear a bra wearing the Nova jumpsuit. I love the Nova jumpsuit. I have made quite a few versions of it now. It fits me really nicely. I don't have to do any adjustments. It's really comfortable. You can do two different types, there's two different versions that you can sew up. So this is what it looks like. So you can do the play suit, which is like a shorts version with the elasticated waist channel, or you can leave that off and just do a play suit, so it's a relaxed fit like this one. And then you can do the full jumpsuit with the elasticated waist channel, or the full jumpsuit with no elasticated waist channel. If you include the waist channel, the pockets are slightly, they're sort of lower down. If you don't include them, they're slightly higher up, because that just accounts for the elastic that you pop in. When you insert the waist channel casing, it's a really interesting construction, because you catch the pocket within that. If I turn it inside out so you can see, I've just overlocked all of my seams just using white overlocker thread, because that's the colour of the fabric on the inside. But here is the elasticated waist channel, and you can just about see, might be easier to show you on that side. There's the pocket. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong bit. Right, there's the pocket and the pocket bag, and the waist channel, you catch the top of the pocket. So if I put my hand behind, you'll see that's where the top of the pocket is. It's a really interesting construction, and you just have to really take your time when you're pinning the so you create the waist channel when you attach the facing. So it's got a lovely facing on the front and the back. So when you attach the facing, that's how you create that elastic casing, and you sort of attach that into the pocket, and that encloses the pocket as well. It's a really interesting feature, and really quite clever. So in terms of sizes, it comes in a size 0 to 18. For a size 0, it's a chest measurement 32 inches, waist measurement 26 inches, and hip measurement 34 inches. And then for an 18, it's a 44.5 inch chest measurement, 38.5 inch waist measurement, and 46.5 inch hip measurement. There's some more line drawings just so you can see the different variations. So you've basically got the elasticated waist channel, play suit length or jumpsuit length, and then you've got no elastic channel, play suit length and jumpsuit length. In terms of fabrics, they recommend light to medium weight knit fabrics with 20% or more stretch, like a cotton interlock and t-shirt jersey. Less stable knits with lots of stretch, like a rayon or bamboo, should be used with caution, because they can affect the fit. And this is a cotton jersey that I've used, and it's perfect. It feels really comfortable. It'll be nice and breathable when the weather's quite warm. And yeah, I just really love that tie-dye detail. I think it's really fun. So that is the first thing that I got sewn up this week, and that was quite a straightforward sew. Because it's jersey, I sewed quite a lot of it on my overlocker, which makes it quite speedy. And then the second thing that I managed to get sewn up was my very hungry caterpillar Lyra shirt dress. I just absolutely love that fabric. It's just so fun. And I'm really pleased that I got this sewn up. I'm going to wear it to work this week. I think I might wear it for one of the days where we've got the same play, so I get to meet my new children wearing my hungry caterpillar dress. And I managed to find the most beautiful buttons. I'll hold them up, but I'll talk about the buttons separately. But they're little caterpillars. How adorable are they? I think they're absolutely perfect. So when I was sewing this up, I did end up using my unpicker quite a few times, but I think that's just because I was being quite particular with how neat I was with the sewing. And it was mainly around attaching the button placket, because you fold, when you attach this, you fold this sort of edge under, and then you top stitch it. And when I was top stitching, I felt like my button placket was too far over, so I ended up unpicking it for both sides and restitching it. I think that was the only time that I used the unpicker actually. The collar went in beautifully. I just really took my time, and actually it's quite neat, so it matches up. The only thing I'm a bit annoyed with myself is this bit isn't quite pointy. Can you see where there's just a little bit? I should have pushed that out with my point turner a little bit more, which is a bit annoying, but I can live with that. I just adore those buttons. I think they're super cute, and I went for the short version because I didn't have enough of this fabric, and actually it's quite a weighty fabric, so I'm really glad that I went with the short skirt. So there, it'll stop at my knees. I haven't got pictures of this yet. I have got pockets, which I think is an essential with any dress. I absolutely love having pockets. But yeah, I just love that fabric, and I think it's going to be really lovely to wear to work. I think the children are going to absolutely love it. And what I've done, instead of a belt, I've just added waist ties, and I've just stitched that into the side seam where the bodice and the skirt meet. So the Lyra shirt dress, if you watch my videos, you will know that I absolutely love the Lyra shirt dress. This is what it looks like. So I've done this short version, and I've done the short sleeves. This is a pattern by Tilly and the Button. I'll show you the line drawing so you can see. There's two different skirt lengths. So you can do the midi length, which is this one. So you've got an extra tier on the bottom, or you can do a knee length skirt. And that's the version that I went for. It's got a collar, a button band, and then you can add a belt, but I just do waist ties. And there's two sleeve options. You can do t-shirt length, or you can do long sleeves. I always do the t-shirt length just because I find that more comfortable. In terms of sizes, the Lyra shirt dress comes in two different size ranges. Somebody asked on my last video, what do I mean by size bandings? Because quite often I'll refer to size ranges as size bandings, that's what I mean. So the Lyra comes in two different size ranges, or I say size bandings. It just means the same thing. And the first size range is a 6 to 24, and then the second size range is a 16 to 34. So in terms of a UK 6, it's a bust measurement 30 inches, waist measurement 24 inches, and hip measurement 33 inches. And then for a 34, it's a 56-inch high bust, 60-inch bust, 53-inch waist, and a 61-inch hip. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend light to medium weight woven fabrics like a cotton lawn, a voile, a seersucker, chambray, double gauze, viscose, rayon, tencel, and lighter weight needle cord. And I've made it in a cotton poplin. That's what the Hungry Caterpillar fabric is, and I think it works perfectly in a cotton poplin too. So I would say that you could use a cotton poplin if you wanted to. So those are the two things that I've got sewn up this week. This one actually got sewn up last night whilst the football was on. So I did a little bit of sewing before the football, and then I did some sewing whilst the football was on. And what I tend to do on a Saturday evening is I tend to stay up quite late if I have a sewing project on the go. So this probably took me about 6 hours to sew up. And I felt really lucky that I actually had that chunk of time devoted to sewing. And I'm really excited about wearing this to work. So I'll talk about where I got the buttons from, because when I shared this fabric, I had lots of people suggesting that I needed to find some Hungry Caterpillar buttons, and there was a few suggestions of where to look. So I did have a look at a few of the places that were suggested, so thank you for that. So thank you so much for all your suggestions, but I actually found these cute little buttons, the Hungry Caterpillar buttons. They're just adorable. They've got little smiley faces on them. I actually found them at a place called the Button Box, which is in Devon. So I've got a little note just to say thank you. So I'll link them down below because they had lots of different types of buttons. They were quite cheap, really. I think no more than £6, and I bought 6 buttons because I like to have an extra one just in case. So yeah, I'll link them down below. But I was really delighted that I managed to find some caterpillar buttons. And I'm going to wear this week to work, and I'll see how many children notice that I've got caterpillars on my Hungry Caterpillar dress. So thank you so much for encouraging me to find some novelty buttons to go with the dress. I'm really pleased with that one. So the next thing I wanted to share is a little gift that came through the post. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been feeling a bit poorly this week, so this really cheered me up after a really long day at work. So I blog for the lovely Felicity Fabrics. I'm part of their blogger team. It's a really lovely, friendly team, really supportive company to work for too. And they've just had their birthday, so they sent us all a little birthday card that said thank you so much for your help over the last year. And then within that we got some fabric swatches which I'll share with you, and some birthday treats, which was just really kind. So I got some marshmallows from the Marshmallowist, which are blueberry and gin marshmallows, which is so lovely. I haven't tried them yet, but I do love gin and I do love blueberries, so I'm really looking forward to trying those. If I open them up, I found the box quite tricky to open actually, but yeah, if I open them up, you can see what the marshmallows look like. So they've got actual blueberries in, so I'm looking forward to trying those. And they also sent us some beautiful snip scissors. They're like rose gold. They're so pretty. They are really sharp. I've used them loads already, and it's always great to have a little pair of snip scissors. So thank you so much for those. And then they sent us some swatches of some beautiful fabrics, so I thought I'd share them with you. So I think these are all a viscose. They all feel really drapey. I've only got a tiny little bit of each. But this is a lovely little floral one. Reminds me a little bit of cherry blossom. It's just beautiful. I love that shade of pink. And then we've got a white and black floral. Again, you can see how drapey it is. And then sort of like a burgundy red floral. And then they've got this gorgeous animal print, which I absolutely adore. And then there's another floral which has got a black background and pink, blue and white flowers, which have got little purple bits all over them. And then the final one is a blue floral. And they've just redesigned their website and it looks absolutely beautiful. So do go and check them out. I'll link them down below. And then all of the bloggers for Felicity Fabrics have been given their own code, so you can get 10% off. And the code for me is Liz10, and I'll put all the information down below. So if you did want to shop with Felicity Fabrics, their packaging is absolutely beautiful. They always send it in a gorgeous little cardboard box. It's always wrapped up beautifully. You always get little swatches with the composition on and sort of the care details for it too. And you always get a little note. It's always so beautifully packaged up. And all the little swatches that they send out to us are just gorgeous too. So you can get 10% off anything on their website using the code Liz10, and that's a code that lasts, you know, indefinitely. And then they've also released a clothing range, which I thought I'd talk about ever so sort of briefly. So they've got a couple of clothing items over on their website that they've been making. And they come in sizes 6 to 20. I'll put in some images. There's a beautiful blouse, absolutely gorgeous, in different sizes, but also different fabrics too. And I'm really excited to see what other clothing they have over on their website once they add a few more things on there. But do go and check out their website because they've just redesigned it and it looks absolutely beautiful, and they've got loads of new fabrics over there too. And then if you do fancy doing some shopping, don't forget to use the discount code Liz10 to get 10% off your order. It's very exciting. So the next thing I wanted to share with you today was some fabrics that I've been buying. You've just got a little sneaky peek there. So I've got some fabrics from Hey Sew Sister, and then I've got some fabric, I've got one piece of fabric from Sew Me Sunshine. And I got this fabric from Hey Sew Sister because they were having a little summer sale, and that's now finished, but there was a code to get, I think it was 10% off, so I took advantage of that. And I'd seen this fabric on their website. I think it's a viscose. It's absolutely beautiful. It's really drapey. It's yellow predominantly in colour, and then the background is like khaki green, and then there's some white as well, and it's like flowers all over it. Just reminded me of buttercups. We've got loads of buttercups growing on the grass at school at the moment, and the children keep picking them and shoving them under my chin to see if I like butter. And this just reminded me of the buttercups at school. I love how drapey it is, and this is going to become a pair of Tilly and the Buttons Sophia trousers. I'll talk about that pattern at the end because that is going to be my sewing plans for this week. But yeah, that's what this is going to turn into. And I've got myself 1.5 meters because I'm thinking of making them slightly wider than they are in the pattern in the book. So that's the first one. And then the next two are sweatshirt fabrics, both in sort of pastel colours. So one's like a lilac, and then this one's like a, I guess you would call it like a mint green. Really beautiful colours. And these are just going to become t-shirts. I just need a couple of plain t-shirts in my wardrobe. So I've got 1 meter each of both of those. And again, I'm just going to use a Tilly and the Buttons pattern, the Tabitha t-shirt. But I'm going to size up because I want it to be quite loose. So that's what they're both going to become. And they're going to be my sewing plans this week. So I'll show you that pattern at the end of the video when I talk about my plans. And then the fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine is a little bit out there. It's a little bit bold, but as soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's got almost like a patchwork design all over it, and I just love every single square that's on this fabric. This is a viscose. If I hold it up, can you see all of those beautiful patchwork squares? So some of them have got like flowers, and then you've got gems, you've got sun and stars, and then there's tigers as well. and just loads of different flowers and things. If I hold it up, if I hold it out so you can see, it's just a repetitive patchwork squares. And I just think it's fascinating. It's such an unusual design. I've no idea what to turn this into, but I feel like it needs to be something that's not going to distort that pattern too much. So I was actually thinking of using the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress, because the bodice is cut on the fold, the front and back, and the skirt's cut on the fold. So there's very limited sort of lines that are going to distort that sort of image. So that's one idea. I'm not quite sure what else I would turn it into really, because I want to keep that lovely patchwork effect as much as possible. It's really fun. I think this fabric's sold out, but the Hey Sew sister fabrics are still in stock. So where possible, I'll link them down below for you. But yeah, I really love that. I think it's really interesting and quite fun. And I love that it's got tigers all over it, because as you know, I love tigers. My class is named after a tiger, and that's what our teddies are too. So I think it'd be fun to wear that to work as well. I think the children would love spotting all the different things that are on the patchworks. So a little bit of fabric shopping, one using a discount and one without, but I just couldn't resist that gorgeous fabric. And then the next thing I wanted to share with you was what's in the In a Haystack pack this month. So I just received my email yesterday, and it's another pack that is jam-packed full of lots of different interesting and exciting goodies. So if you don't know anything about In a Haystack pack, it's a sewing sort of subscription. It's £10 a month, and within that you get a pattern emailed out to you. The last couple of times it's been a case where we get given a code and we go to the website and then download that pattern for free. Sometimes you get it emailed out to you, but a few times we've gone to the actual website of the pattern company, put in a code and downloaded it ourselves. And that was the case for this month. You always get discount codes for fabric shops, but also independent businesses, and there's always loads of interviews and inspiration. So there's always lots of pictures of people that have made the patterns from In a Haystack pack included too. I really love reading and I love receiving the email, but I also love reading all of the articles that come within it. And this month the pattern is a pattern by Jennifer Lauren Handmade, and it's the Hunter Tank. And I don't have that pattern at the moment. It's a really cute bias cut sort of tank top, and it's got this cute fasten at the waist. It's cut on the bias. It's aimed to sit at your natural waist. There's wide shoulder or narrow shoulder option. There's an optional pocket, rolled hem. The neckline and the arm side, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, is bound by bias binding. And yeah, it looks like it would work in loads of different fabrics. So I have got some notes on it actually. It comes in sizes UK 6 to 24, and for a UK 6 it's a bust measurement 31 inches, waist measurement 24 inches and hip measurement 35 inches. I'll put in some line drawings so you can see what the pattern looks like. And then for a UK 24 it's a 49 inch bust, 42 inch waist and a 53 inch hip. And then the Hunter Tank top pattern is designed for woven fabrics like lightweight cottons. You can also use linens, silks, rayons, and crepe de chine if you want a really drapey look too. It looks like a really cute pattern, and I think it would go with quite a lot of things that I've already got in my wardrobe. So I just need to have a look at my fabric stash and see which fabrics would work really well for that pattern. Included in the pack as well was a discount for a fabric company called Earth Indigo Fabric, and they use hemp fabric, which is an interesting thing, so I'm going to go and check them out. I'll put in some pictures of some of my favourite fabrics that I've seen over on their website. And then there's a discount code for Sew Jessie, who has a YouTube channel, and she's also got her own sewing school. And she sells gorgeous fabrics too. I've bought from Sew Jessie before, and the service is always amazing. And then there's an independent company called Lovely Boy Designs, who do stationery, prints, mugs, and just a whole range of things that you could use to decorate your sewing space. And then there's also discounts for pattern printing services. So Fabuloso, who I've used before, and they're a really good service. Their pattern printing is onto tissue paper, so it's always quite thin, which makes it really easy to store. and then Brooklyn Motif, who I haven't heard of before, so I can't really review them, but I just thought I'd let you know that that's what's included in the In a Haystack pack this month. So quite a lot of things included, including a pattern, which I think is a bargain really. If you think it's £10 a month, you get all of those discount codes and interviews and top tips. I love being able to find out about new independent businesses, and then you also get that pattern included too, and generally the patterns are more than £10, so it's a bit of a bargain really. I love receiving my In a Haystack pack each month. Yeah, and it opens my eyes to new businesses, but also to new pattern companies too. And I wouldn't have bought I wouldn't have known about the Make with Mandy pattern had I not got the In a Haystack pack. And then the Untitled Thoughts Fleur Pinafore, when that was part of the pack over a year ago now, I wasn't really aware of Untitled Thoughts as a pattern company, so it's really helped me to see lots of other independent pattern companies too, so I'd highly recommend it. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you about was a new fabric company. So a new fabric company to me, and I saw the lovely Blossom Sandwich talk about them, and she's got a discount code as part of the Sew 70s challenge, which I'll share at the end of this, and I'll pop in the description down below too. But it's a fabric shop called So Totally Me by the lovely Rachel. She's got a wonderful range of fabrics on her website, and again I'll pop some images in of some of my favourite fabrics, loads of green themed fabrics which I absolutely love. I haven't received the fabric yet, so in my next Sunday sewing catch up next weekend, hopefully the fabric will have arrived and I'll be able to talk in more detail about it. It was £3 for shipping. The fabrics are fairly reasonably priced, between sort of about £3 per half metre up to about £7–8 per half metre. She's got a range of fabrics on her website, from Dead Stock to Fabric Godmother Fabrics, Lady McElroy, Little Johnny, and then some other different fabric companies over there too. I use the discount from Blossom Sandwich, which is So Totally 70s without the apostrophe, and that's for 10% off your order if you're going to be ordering on the So Totally Me website, and I would highly recommend it. I found it a really easy process to order the fabric. The website is really easy to navigate too. And I got a text message from them to say that they'd received my order, and then on the same day I got a text message from them to say that they'd sent my order. So really speedy shipping, which is great. So I just thought I'd give them a little shout out. And next Sunday, once my fabric's arrived, I'll be able to talk about them in a little bit more detail. So I had some patterns printed by Net Printer this week. So I had the Helen's Closet Reynolds dress printed, and I also had the Rose Clare, the Cashmerette Rose Clare dress printed, and they have arrived here. It was quite speedy printing actually. I think it took maybe 2 or 3 days to arrive, and it comes on this lovely, quite thick paper. So if you like that sort of thing, then I would definitely recommend Net Printer. I found their website really easy to navigate. There's a section where you can click on that you want sewing patterns printed, and then you just use the drop down menu to select the A0 type. And then you upload your pattern and it automatically works out how many sheets and what the costing is. So I found them really straightforward website to use. So I just thought to let you know that their shipping was really reasonable. It came quite quickly. For those 2 patterns, the Reynolds was 3 AO sheets and the Rose Clare was 4. And altogether it was £10.50 for the patterns, but then the shipping was £3, folding was 70p, and then the VAT on top of that was £2.84. So in total it was £17.04 for those 2 patterns. I don't really enjoy sticking PDFs together, so I don't mind ordering to get them printed from a company, and they arrived quite speedily as well. And I found their website really easy to navigate, because I've printed with other pattern companies before, and I think I've made the mistake with one pattern company where I uploaded my pattern but I didn't click on how many sheets because it didn't automatically work it out for you, so I had to work it out and I forgot, and then I ended up getting an email from them to say that I needed to pay the difference. Whereas Net Printer, it works it all out for you, which is quite straightforward, so really easy to use. So I just thought to let you know about that. So I am going to be tracing those off because the paper is quite thick, so I don't mind tracing off from that. When it's tissue paper, I find it quite fiddly to trace off, so I normally just cut straight into it. And that's the beauty of PDF, because you can just go and send it off to be printed again. But for these, because the pattern paper is quite thick, I'm going to trace off using my Swedish tracing paper. And then what else did I want to talk to you about? The last thing two more things I wanted to talk to you about. So the next thing I wanted to share with you was a new sewing challenge, which has just been announced over on Instagram by the lovely Jen and Charlene. So Charlene is So Dressmaking over on Instagram, and Jen is Jen Leg Tees Creatives over on Instagram. I'll link them down below so you can go and check them out. But they've just announced a really exciting and new sewing challenge, which is called #Sew Recreate the Look. And the idea is that you get inspiration from somewhere. It might be that you've seen someone share something on Instagram, you've seen a look on the high street, or you've been flicking through a magazine and you've seen something. You might have been on Pinterest, but you get some inspiration around a look from somewhere, and then you have a go at recreating it. It could be, actually, I just thought, with my suit that I made based on my childhood image, it might be that you've got a photo from when you was a child that you want to recreate the look for. I had a photo of myself and my sister dressed in matching houndstooth sort of pinafores, and I think we had like a black blouse underneath or something, so I made myself a little suit. I'll put an image of what it looks like. So it could be something like that. That was perfect, actually, for this challenge. I might go back and have a look at some more of my childhood images. But it's a 4-week challenge which starts on Monday, which is the 5th of July. And the idea is that you find a look that gives you some inspiration and you recreate that look. And each week there's a different prompt. So starting next week, week 1, is sharing your inspiration. So you might share the image that has inspired you. So that's the first week. And then the second week is sharing your patterns and your fabrics. So based on your first photo, your first image that's inspiring you, that you then think about what fabrics and what patterns you might use to recreate that look, and you share them. Week 3 is your progress, how you're getting on, and any sneak peeks. And then week 4 is the reveal, and reveal day is the 31st of July. I just thought that sounded like a really fun challenge. So it's So Recreate the Look. And it could be open to interpretation for wherever you get your inspiration from, and yeah, there's so many different places that we all get our inspiration from, not just Instagram. I've had moments where I've been walking or I've been on the bus or train and I've seen somebody wearing something that I've thought, oh, how can I recreate that look? So quite often I'll note down things that I've seen when I'm out and about too. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what is inspiring everybody, and on the 31st of July, what everybody's managed to recreate too. It sounds really fun, so I'm definitely going to start thinking about that before next week. And then I just wanted to finish with my sewing plans. So this week, I've already said I've got quite a busy week with work. We've got stay and play sessions going on Monday to Thursday, where we've got the new children coming in. So it's really exciting because I get to meet some of the new children that are going to be joining us in September, but it just means 4 late evenings at work. So in terms of sewing, I'm not really going to have the headspace to tackle anything like the Persephone trousers, but I know how important sewing is for helping me switch off before I go to sleep. So I am planning to get a little bit of sewing in. So I've got some easy sewing plans for this week. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to use this gorgeous fabric to make some wide-legged trousers, and I'm going to use patterns from this book. So I'm going to sew this, but not as the dungarees. I'm going to use it to make the trousers. So let me turn to that pattern. I'm going to make, where is it? I'm going to sew up the Sophia trousers, and they are just a wide-legged pair of culotte type trousers. And there's just 2 pattern pieces, no fiddly fastenings. It's got an elasticated waist channel, which you create by turning the top of the trousers over. It's got a flat fronted construction at the front, and then you've got the elastic in the back, which makes them really comfortable. I think you can put pockets in, but looking at the line drawings, there's not pockets here at the moment. But yes, you can put pockets in. I think that's an additional, you can just put, yeah, inseam pockets here. And that says it takes like 20 minutes to put inseam pockets. So I will be adding pockets to the Sophia trousers. It says roughly cutting time 20 minutes, sewing time 1 hour and 15 minutes. So I'm hoping over the course of a couple of evenings I'll be able to get those sewn up. So in terms of sizes for the Sophia trousers, it comes in sizes UK 6 to UK 24. So for a UK 6, it's a waist measurement 24 inches and hip measurement 33 inches. And then for a UK 24, it's a 42-inch waist measurement and 51-inch hip measurement. And I've shown you the line drawings, but I'll show you again. This is what they look like. So this is the front. You've got that flat fronted waistband, and then this is the back where you've got the elasticated waistband, so it creates those lovely gathers. They're quite wide legged. I may try and make them slightly wider because I want them really quite drapey and quite swishy. So I may just add a little bit of width onto the trouser piece. But I'm really looking forward to getting those sewn up in this fabric. I think it's going to look really beautiful in that fabric, because that fabric's got such lovely drape. It's creased because I've pre-washed it already because I'm really keen. I think I'm going to cut these out today so that I've got them ready to sew up in the week. And then the second thing that I'm planning to do is just make a couple of t-shirts using the jersey fabric that I shared with you. So I'm just going to flip to the pattern that I want to use. And I'm going to use, again, a pattern from the Make It Simple book, which is a Tilling the Buttons book. And I'm going to be sewing up the Tabitha t-shirt. Now, both of these fabrics, I think, go really nicely together. I love those colours, and I was considering using them to make a t-shirt together, but actually I think I just want two separate t-shirts because they'll go with lots of different things in my wardrobe. So I'm just going to sew a green t-shirt, and then I'm going to sew up sort of a purpley lilac t-shirt. Really straightforward pattern. I absolutely love the Tabitha t-shirt. It's a classic t-shirt. It's got sort of a round neckline, and then there's a choice of 3 different sleeve lengths. I'm just going to go for the short sleeve, which is what the model's wearing. I think this fabric's got enough stretch for me to be able to use it for the neckband. I don't think I'll have to use separate ribbing. It says cutting time 30 minutes and sewing time 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'll probably sew it mainly on my overlocker, which makes it speedier. And those are the line drawings. So it's got this round neckline, short sleeves, 3/4 length sleeves or long sleeves. Fairly straightforward to sew up. In terms of sizes, it's a UK 6 to a UK 24. For a UK 6, it's a 30-inch bust, 24-inch waist and a 33-inch hip. And then for a UK 24, it's a 48-inch bust, 42-inch waist and 51-inch hip. In terms of fabric suggestions, they recommend light to medium weight knit fabrics like jersey, interlock, stretch velvet, lightweight French terry or sweater knit. And then you can use the ribbing for the neckband so it can stretch over your head. But I think this should stretch over my head. It's got enough stretch there within that fabric. So I'm really excited about getting this sewn up. I think they're going to make really comfortable t-shirts that are going to be really useful in my wardrobe. So I'm going to be doing 2 of the short sleeve t-shirts, and I'm really looking forward to getting those sewn up. I think these 2 colours are going to go with lots of things in my wardrobe. So lots of the sort of clots that I've made, the pinafore dresses and skirts that I've made recently too. So I'm really looking forward to getting those sewn up. They should be really straightforward sews. It shouldn't take me too long. And in terms of headspace, it shouldn't take up too much brain power to get them sewn up either. So those are my sewing plans for this week. So that is a roundup of all of the things that I have been enjoying this week, sewing wise, what I've been getting up to, what I've been making, what I've been buying. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any ideas of what I can turn this into, and if you think the Lotta dress is a good idea, or if you've got another pattern that you know won't distort the images of the, or break up the images too much, do let me know. I love hearing your suggestions. And lots of you suggested that I turned the tie-dye jersey fabric into the Nova jumpsuit, so I'm really delighted that I actually ended up doing that because it's such a fun make. Apologies if this video has been a bit disjointed, but I mentioned at the beginning that I am full of a cold, which has meant that I'm not really feeling 100%, but I did want to get this video filmed and out to you, so thank you so much for listening to all of my ramblings. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, it'd be really great if you could hit that subscribe button, because you'll get notified then of when I bring up my next video. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.